Gohan channels his inner Saiyan to take on foes like Super Garlic Jr., Nappa, and even Vegeta. Brace yourself for a roller coaster of intense action, raw emotion, and explosive moments as we explore what if Gohan was more like Goku.
お前はもう死んでいる。
After Goku's death, Bulma wonders how Raditz tracked him down. Piccolo then explains that it was due to the sensor on Raditz's face. Bulma then retrieves and repairs the device, intending for Krillin to use it to locate Tien and Yamcha just like Goku had requested. As they prepare to leave, Piccolo regenerates his arm and informs Bulma and Krillin that he plans to take Gohan for his special training, honoring Goku's last wish. Krillin agrees, having witnessed Gohan's hidden power in battle, which could be crucial against the incoming Saiyan attack. Piccolo then knocks out Gohan and takes him away. Meanwhile, Kami preserves Goku's body for resurrection and escorts his spirit to King Yama, the judge of heaven and hell. Goku seeks his permission to train with King Kai. After receiving the approval, Goku is escorted to the Snake Way, the path to King Kai's realm. Standing at its entrance, Goku is astonished by the road's length. The guide warns him not to fall off, as there is no return if he does. Before leaving on the path, Goku asks the guide to tell fortune teller Baba to tell Bulma to not revive him for 1 year. On Earth, Piccolo wakes Gohan in a desolate area and informs him of the intense training ahead to unlock his latent powers. Gohan, remembering his father's final words, faces Piccolo with determination, ready to give it his all. Piccolo gives Gohan clothes similar to his own and challenges him to show what Goku had taught him. Gohan's fierce attacks impress Piccolo, who recognizes the boy's understanding of fighting basics. He then sends Gohan to hunt for food while planning their training regimen for the next whole year. Realizing Gohan's potential and seeing an opportunity to increase his own strength, Piccolo decides to start their training with Gohan wearing weighted clothes 5 times his body weight, planning to increase the weight monthly. That evening, Piccolo tells Gohan their daily routine. In the morning, they will be sparring with only physical attacks. In the afternoon, sessions will be focused on dodging and landing energy attacks in fast-paced scenarios. And in the evening, the sessions will push Gohan to his limits to harness his anger as actual strength. Gohan, although a little worried about the training regimen, is fueled by his father's last words and his own resolve and is ready to give it his all. For the first month in the wastelands, Piccolo and Gohan begin their rigorous training. Piccolo trains with 5 times his body weight strapped on, while Gohan trains with 2 times his body weight. Despite the grueling conditions, Gohan learns to fly and matches Piccolo in sparring, thanks to Piccolo's weight handicap. Meanwhile, at Kame House, Bulma informs Krillin that she has fixed the scouter. Krillin spends the month locating Tien and Yamcha and instructs them to gather at the Kame House to prepare for training at Kami's lookout for the upcoming battle against the Saiyans. On the Snake Way, Goku tries to save some time by leaping sections of the winding road but nearly falls into the depths of hell after catching his foot on a sharp scale. For the second month, Gohan now trains with 3 times his body weight, while Piccolo has adapted to 5 times his body weight easily. Piccolo's training methods are ruthless, thrashing Gohan around daily. Despite the brutality, Gohan enjoys the challenge, sometimes getting angry and launching powerful attacks at Piccolo. At night, once Gohan is asleep, Piccolo begins image training, simulating battles against Raditz again and again. While during this same time frame, Krillin, Yamcha, Tien, and Shadzu start their climb to Kami's lookout, testing their endurance. On the Snake Way though, Goku hitches a ride on a road sweeper but falls into hell. He defeats Goz and Mez in the game of tag just like the canon, who then show him the way out, but it leads back to King Yama's desk drawer, and Goku now realizes that he must start the Snake Way again from the beginning. During the third month, Gohan trains with 4 times his body weight, while Piccolo continues with 5. Piccolo intensifies the training by insulting Goku and making Gohan visualize the Saiyans murdering his mother. These provocations make Gohan furious, allowing him to land multiple powerful attacks during his primal power-up due to anger, increasing his strength. Piccolo also teaches Gohan that he can be caught off guard in his enraged state by punching him out of it. One night, Gohan unexpectedly transforms into a great ape like the canon during a full moon and goes on a rampage. Piccolo destroys the moon with a single blast, reverting Gohan to a normal and then removes his tail. The immense power Gohan displayed frightens Piccolo, making him realize how dangerous the arriving Saiyans could be. Learning from this experience, he intensifies his night image training by simulating battles against an agile Raditz with the raw power of a great ape. At Kami's lookout, Krillin, Yamcha, Tien, Shadzu, and Yajirobe begin their training under Kami, trying to overcome Mr. Popo's unique abilities, whereas Goku Goku encounters a castle on the Snake Way during this time, meets Princess Snake and her attendants and manages to defeat them and continues on his journey. In the 4th month, Gohan now trains with 5 times his body weight, matching Piccolo's burden. He masters the Masenko attack and their sparring becomes more intense. At night, he also now engages in image training where Piccolo guides Gohan in controlling and utilizing his rage boosts. Meanwhile, Goku continues running along Snake Way, feeling he's nearly at the end. At the lookout, Mr. Popo takes everyone to the Pendulum Room for a mental combat simulation. Transported 100 years into the past, they find themselves in a ruined Saiyan city. Tien, Yamcha and Krillin face 2 fierce Saiyans, Shorty and Scarface. Chiaotzu is the first to fall, his skull crushed by Scarface. An enraged Tien, seeing this, is backed by Yamcha and Krillin and they attack the Saiyans, but their foes remain unharmed. Krillin is pulled through the floor and killed, followed by Tien and Yamcha who die too. Back in the present, Kami reveals that their opponents were only half as strong as the real Saiyans will be. The Z fighters are scared but are even more focused on their training to overcome these threats for the next 2 months. For the 5th month, Piccolo tasks Gohan with removing his weights and going all out. Gohan realizes how much his strength has grown, pushing Piccolo to his limits. By month's end, Piccolo matches Gohan's speed and strength, even catching him off guard while having weights on, whereas Gohan does not have any weights on. Gohan's night image training allows him to land up to 10 attacks in his enraged state now, including multiple Masekos and Kamehamehas. At the end of the month, Goku reaches the end of the Snake Way but finds nothing. He looks up and sees a small planet flying up. He's weighed down by the gravity and crashes down into the planet. Mistaking Bubbles for King Kai like the cannon, Goku eventually meets the real King Kai and his training begins. In the 6th month, Piccolo removes his weighted clothes and he and Gohan battle at full strength finally. Gohan notices the strength gap and realizes he still has a long way to go. This is when Piccolo teaches Gohan to incorporate energy attacks as dodgy mechanisms as they provide a temporary speed boost. Next up, Piccolo splits into 2, training Gohan and himself to battle 2 opponents at once, pushing their reflexes and strength further. By the end of the 6th month, Goku has successfully captured Bubbles, impressing King Kai with his ability to withstand the planet's 10 times gravity. King Kai is starting to get excited to teach Goku the powerful Kaioken technique, but has one more test left in front of him. Now, back to the lookout, Krillin and the others have completed their training at the lookout, surpassing Kami, but they decide to continue their training there still because they are yet to overcome the Pendulum Room. During the 7th month, Piccolo drops Gohan at the lookout to train with the others and Kami, while he trains alone under a waterfall. Everyone is surprised by Gohan's strength at his age. They praise him and engage in full-fledged sparring sessions, with Gohan pushing them to their limits. Meanwhile, Goku, having caught Bubbles, is given his next task, to hit Gregory, a giant fast grasshopper, with a massive weighted hammer. After 2 weeks, Goku succeeds and King Kai decides to teach him the Kaioken technique. King Kai also shares the history of the Saiyan race with Goku. During the 8th month, in the mountains, Piccolo meditates, while the Z fighters and Gohan, having hit a training standstill, decide to go hunt and rest in the forests below the lookout. Unknown to them though, they are being watched. As they return to the lookout, 3 mysterious figures follow them, revealing the lookout's location. The next morning, Gohan asks Kami to let him use the Pendulum Room, requesting a foe as strong as Raditz. As he begins his training, the lookout is attacked by 4 mysterious men. They introduce themselves as Ginger, Sancho and Nikki, but before the 4th can speak, Kami identifies him as Garlic Jr. Kami explains that Garlic Jr.'s father once competed for the title of the Guardian of the Earth but was never chosen due to his evil schemes. Enraged, Garlic Sr. rebelled and was sealed away by the previous Kami. Garlic Jr. is now here to seek revenge. Garlic Jr.'s henchmen laugh at this and then launch an attack on Kami, but the Z fighters intervene. Yamcha takes on Nikki while Krillin fights Sancho and Tien faces Ginger. The henchmen are initially beaten, but they power up and launch a combined energy attack. The Z fighters counter with their own, knocking out the intruders. However, Yamcha's overconfidence leads him to attack Garlic Jr., who sends him flying. Tien, Krillin and Chiaotzu join forces and briefly gain the upper hand, but Garlic Jr. then transforms into Super Garlic Jr. and easily overpowers them all. In the Pendulum Room, Gohan battles Raditz, equaling the Saiyan blow for blow. Sensing the spike in power from Garlic Jr.'s transformation, transformation, Gohan exits the room only to see his friends being defeated. Super Garlic Jr. knocks out Yamcha, throws Tien into the lookout walls, and kicks Krillin into the trees. He tortures Chiaotzu as Gami and Mr. Popo explain the situation as Krillin urges Gohan to go fetch Piccolo. Gohan, determined to protect Earth, refuses to flee. Gohan demands Garlic Jr. to stop, but he continues torturing Chiaotzu. Enraged, Gohan attacks, matching Super Garlic Jr. in power. They clash with punches, kicks, and energy attacks, neither gaining the upper hand. Garlic Jr.'s henchmen then wake up and threaten to kill the unconscious Z fighters, which distracts Gohan. Seizing this moment, Super Garlic Jr. lands a massive kick to Gohan's gut, making him vomit. As Garlic Jr. prepares to kill Chiaotzu, Gohan's anger, this time, finally reaches its peak. Gohan powers up with a large shout and warns them to release his friends. When Garlic Jr. mocks him, Gohan sends him crashing into the lookout floor with a kick. And just in a second, with a blur of speed, Gohan breaks Nicky's legs and arms, fractures Sancho's spine, and paralyzes Ginger with a neck chop. Super Garlic Jr. gets up and is shocked to see his henchmen defeated in a span of a minute. Enraged, he charges at Gohan, but Gohan catches him mid-air and starts pummeling him until he knocks Garlic Jr. out. Exhausted, Gohan powers down as Kami seals Garlic Jr. and his henchmen in the dead zone. Gohan asks Kami to let them rest for a few weeks before he faints. On King Kai's planet though, Goku has mastered Kaioken and begins training to master the Spirit Bomb in the next month. During the 9th and 10th month from Raditz's death, after recovering from the battle against Garlic Jr., the heroes push themselves harder. Gohan especially trains intensely in the Pendulum Room, battling Raditz and Super Garlic Jr. simultaneously. By the end of the 10th month since Raditz's death, Gohan has learned the Solar Flay and Spirit Ball techniques from Krillin and Yamcha. The Z fighters, inspired by Gohan's abilities to channel his rage, also grow stronger due to sparring with him. For the 11th month, Piccolo ends his meditation and returns to the lookout, surprising everyone with his newfound strength. He removes his weights and they all engage in intense one-on-one battles. Piccolo advises Gohan to meditate for the entire month to find an internal trigger for his latent power. Meanwhile, Piccolo trains the Z fighters by making them weigh 2.5 times their body weight, thrashing them until they overcome the handicap. Their teamwork improves as they battle Piccolo all together. Goku, having mastered the Spirit Bomb in the last month, now masters the Kaioken technique up to a 2 times multiplier, his body gaining more endurance from the constant use of the technique. In the 12th month, Gohan continues to meditate, impressing Kami with his dedication. Piccolo and the Z fighters decide to meditate for the remaining time as well. Krillin requests Kami to have Korin grow Senzu beans for the impending battle. But just a week before the Saiyans' arrival, Kami snaps everyone out of their meditative states, advising them to go rest for this whole week. Piccolo drops Gohan off with his mother, telling him to spend time with her and rest. Goku spends the last month mastering the Kaioken technique till times 3 multiplier, continuously breaking past his limits. This is when King Kai realizes he has failed to take into account the time it will take for Goku to return to Earth in his training schedule, and that means Goku will arrive a third of a day after the Saiyans have unearthed. Goku contacts Master Roshi telepathically through King Kai to summon Shenron and bring him to life immediately. As Goku begins his trek back along the Snake Way, the Saiyans, Vegeta and Nappa finally arrive on Earth and destroy East City. The Saiyans use their scouters to locate the highest power levels, fly in that direction. The Z fighters sense their arrival and rush towards Piccolo's location. Piccolo, sensing their approach, prepares for battle as Krillin and Gohan finally join him. After a brief chat, Vegeta and Nappa arrive at the wastelands. Recognizing Piccolo's voice, they determine that he's the one who killed Raditz and reveal to Piccolo that he's actually a Namekian, an alien from planet Namek. Nappa measures their power levels, Gohan at 1200, Piccolo at 1400 and Krillin at 1100, mocking their power. Vegeta instructs him to remove his scouter, knowing Earthlings can raise their power levels at will. Krillin worries about their chances without Goku but realizes that they have no choice. Vegeta suggests a contest with the Cybermen, but before any of the Z fighters could agree, Yamcha, Tien and Chiaotzu arrive on the scene. Then Piccolo proposes one-on-one duels instead of full-on assault to Vegeta, who, aiming to amuse himself, agrees. To his and Nappa's surprise, Tien, Yamcha, Krillin, Piccolo and Gohan easily defeat the Cybermen, showcasing the fruits of their intense intense training. Although Chiaotzu is not so lucky, as a Cyberman cleverly grabs onto him and self-destructs, killing the young child instantly. Tien, devastated by his friend's death, breaks down. Nappa's maniacal laughter seeing Chiaotzu die only fuels Tien's rage, and he launches a reckless attack at Nappa. Nappa, though easily and effortlessly, severs Tien's right arm with a single punch and continues to pummel him mercilessly into the ground. Determined to save Tien, Krillin rushes into attack, but Nappa blasts a hole in the ground, stopping Krillin midway. Tien valiantly fights back, but Nappa's overwhelming strength proves too much. Yamcha nearly intervenes, but Piccolo holds him back, waiting for an opening. Vegeta scoffs at this, but Piccolo warns that Goku's arrival will change everything in their favor, piquing Vegeta's interest. This is when Nappa flies into the air, leaving Tien broken on the ground. As Nappa prepares to rocket himself toward Tien to finish him, Piccolo, Yamcha and Krillin launch a surprise attack, actually managing to distract the beast. Gohan, terrified by Nappa's fury and his beast-like behavior, hesitates and runs for the cover instead of firing his Masako. Piccolo, Yamcha and Krillin desperately fire at Nappa, but he dodges all the attacks and rejoins them in air, turning his attention back to them. From the ground, Tien has a vision of Chiaotzu. Remembering their past adventures, Tien somehow forces himself up and somehow gathers all his strength into a final one-armed tri-beam attack, hitting Nappa directly. However, Nappa emerges from the smoke due to the explosion with only his battle armor damaged. Exhausted, Tien collapses and dies, causing Nappa to burst into laughter again. In the grief of his friend's death, Yamcha screams, "Goku, avenge me if I fall!" He launches a powerful Kamehameha at Nappa, but Nappa emerges unharmed and defends himself at the last minute by punching a hole through Yamcha's chest, killing him instantly. Piccolo and Gohan stand stunned at Nappa's brutal display of power. Piccolo mutters that no amount of training could have prepared them for this monster. As Nappa moves to resume the battle, Vegeta stops him, mocking the idea that this Goku, who could not even defeat Raditz, could challenge them in strength. However, Vegeta takes a pity on the state of the Z fighters and grants them a 3-hour reprieve for Goku to arrive. Nappa nearly defies this order, but Vegeta's strength scares him into compliance. During the wait, Nappa grows bored and starts destroying the new station, naval forces and the air forces of Earth. Goku finally arrives at the check-in station where King Yama is present, and Nappa flies around, blowing up another city for his pleasure until the 3 hours are up. Kami gets Goku at the check-in station and teleports him back to Earth at the lookout and gives him 2 Senzu beams from Korin. Goku speeds towards the battlefield on his flying Nimbus to conserve energy. Meanwhile, Gohan, feeling guilty for his earlier cowardice, apologizes to Piccolo. Still upset, Piccolo orders Gohan to go home because he is not a warrior. But before Gohan could say anything to Piccolo, Nappa starts bullying him. Gohan, angered by Nappa's bullying, refuses and declares he is no longer afraid of the monster. Now, as Goku races to the battlefield, Piccolo devises a plan to grab Nappa's tail, hoping to leave the Saiyan vulnerable. This is when the 3 hours end, and at Nappa's provocation, Krillin charges at him but just falls back and flies to the sky at the last moment, distracting Nappa long enough for Piccolo to grab his tail. However, as Gohan is moving to attack, Nappa elbows Piccolo, knocking him out, revealing that he and Vegeta have trained to eliminate this weakness that Raditz had displayed. With Piccolo incapacitated, Nappa starts targeting Gohan, easily overpowering the young Saiyan. Krillin intervenes, landing a few hits and throwing a destructo disc at Nappa. Nappa prepares to catch the attack, but Vegeta warns him just in time and he dodges. The disc slightly scars Nappa's face, which makes him more angry. Enraged, Nappa blasts Krillin and prepares to finish him off when Piccolo wakes up and blasts Nappa in the back. As Nappa turns to retaliate, Piccolo, Gohan and Krillin sense Goku's approaching power and are stunned by its intensity. Nappa, unable to sense power levels without a scouter, dismisses it until Vegeta confirms Goku's power level is at 5,000. Realizing Goku's potential, Vegeta orders Nappa to kill everyone, including Piccolo. Nappa reminds Vegeta that they need Piccolo alive for the information about the Dragon Balls, but Vegeta reveals another set likely exists on planet Namek. Gohan pleads with Piccolo to flee as Nappa charges towards them. Gohan, realizing Piccolo won't leave, taps into his training and lands a powerful kick on Nappa, sending him crashing into the rocks. Enraged even further, Nappa powers up and fires a Bomber DX at Gohan. At the last second, Piccolo sacrifices himself, taking the blast to save Gohan. The dying Piccolo reflects on his bond with Gohan, who lays there crying. Piccolo admits to Gohan that he saw him as a friend he never had. With tears in his eyes, Piccolo thanks Gohan and dies peacefully. Piccolo's death triggers something in Gohan. This is when Gohan's rage and his power skyrocket past the level 10,000. Vegeta warns Nappa, but it's too late. Before Nappa could even react, Gohan's punch incapacitates him. Gohan, then consumed by the fury of Piccolo's death, pummels Nappa relentlessly into the ground. He then goes on to blind the Saiyan with a solar flare and paralyzes him with a spine-shattering kick. Gohan, even angrier, charges a Masako and vaporizes Nappa before Vegeta could even intervene. Krillin celebrates their victory, but Goku senses Piccolo's absence and Gohan's sudden power surge, rushes faster, noticing that something bad has happened. Vegeta, realizing the situation is going to get out of control, launches himself at an enraged Gohan. Gohan, losing all sense of himself, lands a full power punch on Vegeta, who remains unfazed, surprising Krillin and Gohan, and then goes on to brutally beat Gohan to the ground. The young kid is exhausted and gives up, realizing that him at his current best cannot deal with Vegeta. And then Gohan falls to his knees and faints. This is when Vegeta launches a blast to finish Gohan off, but before the attack could make contact with Gohan, he is whisked away by the flying Nimbus as Goku has arrived just in time to save his son. That was all for this episode, but if you enjoyed this what if video, make sure to hit that like button and share your thoughts in the comments below. Do not forget to subscribe and ring the bell icon so you never miss out an epic episode. Thanks for watching and I will see you in the next episode. Until next time, peace, Dragon Guide.